Morning everybody, this is a video to show you how to take through Design Space the 11 SVGs which have been released to package the melts created using the moulds from, now this is going to be interesting because I have no idea how to say it. It's maybe JemoMelo or JemoMelo or JemoMelo, and I'm so sorry, I have no idea how to say that. Uh, but you'll know what I mean when I show you them. It's these. There are 11 altogether. They're really lovely moulds and they look super, I think, packaged up in these boxes. All these boxes are the same. You get a sleeve with an acetate window, and then it's a double walled tray, and within those there are little individual pockets to hold whatever the melts are. And some of the boxes require, can I zoom in on that a bit? Yes, I can. Some of the boxes require these little filler pockets as well, which you put in upside down, and that's because the smaller melts exceed the width of the main bar. There's a couple that are like that, I think. There might even be, yeah, Happy Halloween's the same, Summer is the same, and Father's Day, that's one that needs a few because you can see the small melts exceed the width of the main bar, but then you've also got the tall bottle melt, which is higher than the mugs. So there are four little packing inserts there, one at either side of the main bar and two that go above the mugs. But they're super quick to make. They're just these like what would you call them? They're like boxes, but they've got no closing face, so they're dead easy to make. They're just little square cups, really. Okay, so they all work in exactly the same way, so I think I only need to show you one, and I'll just bring in the latest one that's in my library, which I think is the wedding day one. Oh yeah, it's so good that I brought this in actually, because this is the only one where all the individual cups are a slightly different size, and I just need to get my bit of paper. One moment. Sorry, it was the other side of the room. I just had to go get it. So I've marked these little boxes. The one with one cut, you don't need to remember this, by the way. This will be in the PDF of instructions that you get with it. But the one with one cut is for the bells melt. The two cuts one holds the rings. The three cuts one holds the bride and groom, and the one with the cross on holds the church. But otherwise, all the little melt pockets are the same size. And as I say, you don't need to remember it because it's in the little PDF of assembly instructions that you get with it anyway. So, as I say, I only need to show you one because they're all made up exactly the same. You've got your double walled tray, which slides into a single piece sleeve, which you seal with this glue tab here. There's an acetate window that goes over there, and then each different configuration has a long box for the main bar and then little pockets for the small melts, whatever they are. So even though they all look slightly different and they're all a slightly different size, they're all cut and assembled in exactly the same way. So that's quite good. Over the whole range of the 11 boxes, they're all cut and made the same way. So the first step, as usual, when you bring in any SVG that is a cut file with score lines, is you've got to convert those lines that have come in as cuts to scores when we need them to be scores, because we can't make scores come in already set as scores on an externally imported SVG. In my SVGs, they always live in that first subgroup in your layers panel. If I just close these groups up for a second so we can talk about them. If a cut file SVG with score lines and cut pieces has been saved correctly, it should be in one overall group like that, and then within that there should be two subgroups. And to make it easy, the first one, or one of them at least, usually the top one because you want it on top of your cut pieces, should contain just lines so that you know that they are the scores that you need to convert. And then this one down here contains the coloured cut pieces and all the tiny little cuts within them. And obviously there are quite a few on this little job. So you don't need to worry about all the little tiny subgroups in there. You just need to realise that it's these two subgroups. I'm saying subgroup a lot, making it sound harder than it is. It's really not. So you just select that first one, click on the second line down in your layers panel, go to your operations menu, click on basic cut, and then choose score. from the drop down menu, and you can see that those lines have been converted now, and while they're all still selected, you need to ungroup them. I'm on the desktop version for PC. Ungroup is at the top of your layers panel. If you're on the mobile app, it'll be somewhere at the bottom. Then you just need to select that second subgroup, which has all the cut pieces and all the tiny little cuts within them, and all we need to do there is ungroup again. And then you select everything on screen. You can do that in a few different ways. Click on that final overall group, or you can use the select all button, or you can just drag a box around everything to select it. However you do it, once they're selected, do that third and final ungroup. So now everything on screen is a separate piece and it can be moved around, but before we do that, we need to attach the score lines to the individual pieces that they relate to. You've got to do it individually, because if you do it all together, you'll get a message that the project is incompatible with your machine, and that's because simply you've created a piece which is too big. So the simplest way to select one piece, I think, is to click on canvas somewhere near it, drag a box to enclose it, and then attach. And again, PC version for desktop, it's at the bottom of your layers panel. It'll be elsewhere on the mobile app. And then as you can see, when you move it, everything stays together. If you don't attach it, when you move it, the scores move on their own, and they would appear, I'll just show you, on a mat on their own as well, and you definitely don't want that. So I'll just click undo to put those back where they need to be. This is the sleeve. Attach it. This is the double walled tray. Attach it, and these are the little pockets that hold the individual melts. So with these, you just need to make sure that you get in those tiny cuts as well. Attach all those. If you're on PC like I am, you can also just select it and then go Alt A, and that's attach by keyboard command. Right, so everything's attached now. We can click make it. All the pieces of this project cut from A4, and some of the boxes, or one of the boxes certainly, I think you'll even get 2 sleeves off an A4, so double it up that way if you're doing it. But otherwise, you can get, just find that, there. You can get 3 windows, as you can see, off a sheet of A4. So if you're making a lot of these, make sure you use the whole sheet up. You need a sheet of A4 for the tray box. Generally, with all of them, you need another sheet of A4 for however many little insert boxes you've got. And then you need one for the sleeve as well. I think one of the boxes is really quite small, so you can get 2 sleeves on an A4. Alright, so that's it. They're super simple. If you've got, and you do get, as I said, you do get a PDF of instructions which explains all the pieces and shows how you put it together, but they're super quick. These look complicated, these double wall trays, but they're not. And once you've made a couple, you'll be flying, and they're a lovely rigid box. And the nice thing about that, because they are such a strong box, you don't need to use very thick paper. I made all mine out of 250-gram card, and they're lovely, lovely and strong boxes. And the acetate, of course, which goes over that window, makes it even stronger. If you've got any questions when you come to make them, don't hesitate to get in touch. The links to do that are in the description below. And if you just stumbled across this video and you'd like to buy any of the SVGs, I've put a link to all of them in the description below as well. I think that's all I wanted to tell you. Oh, I just wanted to point out, those of you who make packaging, you'll probably want to buy more. If you do, remember to make use of that discount code which runs all the time on the Etsy shop. If you buy 3 or more SVGs, you get 30% off. So if you bought all 11 of these, of course, you could make a huge saving. I just don't want you to miss out on that. Too many people buy 3 or more SVGs and they don't use the code. So use it if you're buying more than 3. Okay, dokie. I think that's it. Thanks a lot. Bye.